Maybe we can just frame it as like, how do you pitch the value that product operations can bring to a product organization?
Yeah, I'll tell you too, like what I hear as for people not understanding product operations too. Yes. Okay. So yes, I also hear things like that's the director's VP's job. So I see those coming in. Product operations whole point is to enable strategic decision-making, right? So that's what we have to think about. Now, the number one reason why I hear product managers say they can't talk to customers, or they would like to be more outcome focused, or they would like to be working this way, but they can't, is because they don't have time. So then I ask them, what are you spending on all your time on? Recruiting people for user research, answering questions from developers, gathering the data to actually like make the decisions. Some of those are process related, and it's like you didn't do enough context building to really set the direction with the developers, so they're asking you too many questions. Some of it is systems related, where it's like the organization was not set up well to distribute data to you so that you can make informed decision making. You don't have the right cadence for reviewing those things. You don't have standardized templates that allow you to communicate and compare product roadmaps and strategy and all that wonderful stuff. That's the stuff that product operations helps with. It's like your job as a product manager is to make strategic decisions about how to deliver value for users. It's not to go into a SQL database and pull out data, which is what I used to do all the time when I was a product manager, because I didn't have the data. And it's like, I had to learn MongoDB once to get data out of a system to be able to make decisions. Like that should not be what I'm spending, 60 hours a month doing, but I had to do it to do my job well. That's where product operations helps. It's like, it allows you to do your job as a product manager, which is, like I said, making strategic decisions about optimizing customer value and business value, and not getting data out of systems and stuff like that. So that's how I pitch it. Now, is it a director's and VP's job? Some of it is from a perspective of like, setting the strategy, but it's not there. Like product operations isn't setting the strategy. They're not making decisions about the strategy. They're not making decisions about the product. All they're doing is giving you the right tools so that you can do that. And directors and VPs shouldn't be doing that. Like they shouldn't be building tools for people. Sure, they can determine what the process should be to follow for product development, but then you need somebody to help you codify that and decide like, hey, yeah, let's go use this road mapping tool, or like, let's use this portfolio management system. Like if you're doing that as a VP of product, then you don't usually have time to do all of your job as well. And I'd rather be paying somebody who's a VP of product to make strategic decisions more often than to figure out what format our roadmap should be in. It seems like a waste. It seems like a waste of money to me if I was like running a company. So that's kind of where I see product operations coming in. Otherwise, it's like everybody's spread really thin. And yeah, it used to be like that, where we all had to go, like I did, like dig through a SQL database and do MongoDB. It shouldn't be anymore. We have great tools out there. That's right. What we built them for, because everybody had the pain here. Why not implement them? Right? Like use them, because you're not in the business of making those tools. Like if you're not in the business of making a portfolio management tool, don't build your own portfolio management tool, go buy one, so that you can make a decision about how to deliver better healthcare to doctors, right? Like that's the types of decisions that we should be making. And that's where I think product operations becomes really important. If you are like the number one reason too, like I see organizations struggle, is they can't make decisions fast enough. So everybody adopted Agile to make fingers go faster on keyboards. It's very rarely that it's actually the developer's fault on why things can't get shipped. The developers actually can code pretty fast. It's usually the time to make decisions, the time waffling about decisions, the time to figure out, is this the right decision? Like that's usually what slows down organizations. And if you can't make a decision, you can't build something, you can't get it out there, you don't make money. So that's where product operations to me becomes really important. It makes that go faster.
It is so true, Melissa. We did a research some time ago where we found out 80% of the delay in terms of the expectations and the people's impression of certain things go out versus not going out is because the decisions were made early enough. It didn't go through the design or discovery. It didn't get to developer in time. Not the engineering were behind. It's the whole upfront work of decide what to do, there's like a 50% account for it. The rest is really the discovery and design. So very interesting concept saying we don't have enough engineer resources. Meanwhile, they're sitting there trying to pull tickets from the backlog because they're waiting for the big feature decision to be made.
Exactly. Yep, exactly. And a lot of times too, for newer teams, I'd say that are going through transitions, you don't see this in super mature product teams, but a lot of teams who are doing this for the first time, they're not creating cohesive product visions and like a big story to tell to the developers. So their backlogs become just laundry lists of requests or whatever they can really come up with. Because we're not making the decisions about what's the big vision for the product or how do we actually stop and take a couple steps back and actually put that together and go forward. So those are issues that I see too. And again, like the more data we have, the faster we can make all these decisions.